Hello everyone, I'm Mark at Propstore. Welcome to our second live stream on our Facebook and YouTube channels, looking over some of our music highlights in the Propstore Entertainment Memorabilia live auction taking place on the 3rd to the 6th of November 2022. And today we're going to feature music content which is going under the hammer on Friday the 4th of November. The auction itself is going to contain one of the largest collections of Oasis memorabilia ever offered in a public sale. And what better way to start than introducing you to Noel Gallagher's Silver Sparkle guitar. This guitar was custom made for Noel by Gibson in 1997 and was made to Noel's exact specification. And when Noel received it and played it, he referred to it as the best guitar in the world. That's quite a big statement, but then Noel does know his stuff. It was used extensively by Noel during 1997 and 1998 for the recordings and live performances of Oasis' third album, Be Here Now. Was also used for when they toured in America. They did a Tibetan freedom concert, and they also did a fantastic set on Saturday Night Live in New York. It really is an incredible piece that comes with its original case, with its Oasis livery. And as the highlight of our auction, this does have the biggest estimate of £300,000 to £500,000. From one rock icon, we move to another. And what a great leather jacket this is. It screams rock and roll. And this belongs to Guns N' Roses' Slash. Was worn extensively by Slash throughout the Appetite for Destruction World Tour, and also featured prominently in the video for Paradise City in 1988. Slash actually purchased this jacket from the Let It Rock store on Melrose Boulevard in 1986. It's a fantastic piece, and I love the snake detailing on the lapel. It just finishes the piece off. Lovely, great piece of memorabilia. And this, when it comes to auction, has the estimate of £25,000 to £35,000. As I said, we've got an extensive Oasis collection, and this is another one of Noel's guitars. This is from 1962, and it's an Epiphone casino guitar. This was actually purchased by Noel in 1995 on the recommendation of the Jam's Paul Weller. It was played on various recordings throughout 1996 and 97, including their third album, Be Here Now, and then Noel used it again, practicing and in demos for the fourth album, Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. And in our auction, this estimate is £30,000 to £50,000. I'm sure fans of Oasis will immediately recognise this trio of guitars I've got in front of me now. These were used in the 1995 video for Wonderwall. They have been screen matched and authenticated by our research team. Absolutely fantastic piece of rock and roll history. And these were photographed in the video by the renowned rock photographer Jill Furmanovsky. Such an extensive collection carries the estimate of £150,000 to £250,000. A collaborator with Noel is the Verve's Richard Ashcroft. Not did he work with Noel, he's also worked with Liam as well. And this guitar was used by Richard for the video The Drugs Don't Work. Incredible, fantastic record, and probably the Verve's biggest hit. But as an added bonus, this guitar was also used by Sir Paul McCartney in 2012 when he hired it to use at Air Studios. Again, it comes with the original case, and this carries the estimate of £20,000 to £30,000. Well, we go from these big guys to something little in stature. but certainly just as important. This is a Dallas E banjolele that was owned by George Harrison. Previous owner was the legendary music hall performer George Formby, and it was acquired by George Harrison by his manager Stan Evans in 1990. Interesting story with this was George Harrison was a huge fan of Formby and also loved playing the banjolele. And when he was in the group, the Travelling Wilburys, Tom Petty said to the rest of the musicians and the backroom staff who were helping him, if you need to find George, just follow the sound of the banjo playing, because that will be where he is. Great story, really, really nice comment. This particular piece carries the estimate of £40,000 to £60,000. We're going to take a short break now, and I'll invite any questions from Facebook. Pleased to answer any inquiries that you've got.
Yeah, we've got a question here. How can I see these items in person?
If you want to come down and look at any of these items on display today, whether it be music or entertainment memorabilia, we're based in Cheney's, which is WD3 6EP. You can contact us at propstore.com. You can make an appointment. You can give us a call, and that's 01494 766 485. We'll let you know what time slots are available, and you can come and see all this incredible memorabilia for yourself. We've got plenty of parking, and it'd be a pleasure to see you here.
Thank you.
Well, excuse me. The best guitar in the world, Noel's Silver Sparkle, needed the best amplifiers in the world. And these are red matchless Super Chief 120 amplifiers. These particular amps come with their original flight case and were purchased by Noel in 1997 and used extensively throughout 97 and 1998. At one point, Noel also lent these to the musician Johnny Marr, and on the back of the amp, Johnny Marr has actually signed a lovely clear signature as a thank you to Noel. And it was on the 25th anniversary of the Be Here Now album that these amps were photographed in a famous photograph with the Silver Sparkle guitar. And it's, as Noel said, the best guitar deserves the best amps. And these are in our auction with an estimate of £20,000 to £30,000. No music auction would be complete without an extensive collection of Beatles memorabilia. And the first item I'm going to show you today is a jacket which was worn by Sir Paul McCartney. This was worn for the Morecambe and Wise Christmas show in 1964, and then a few weeks later at the London Palladium for the Night of 100 Stars charity concert. This jacket has been photo matched to both of the performances, and by photo matched, our research team managed to identify the particular stripes in the jacket and the lapel to exact photographs of the jacket which Paul McCartney wore on the night. It's incredible to find something that was actually worn by any of the Beatles, and this jacket is something very, very special, with an estimate of £25,000 to £35,000. Equally iconic and really needed no introduction, this style of parka is really a signature piece for Liam Gallagher, and he wore this during an Oasis concert at Finsbury Park in 2002. It's a fantastic looking item, and it really, really does just scream Liam. It's just a really, really great piece. And again, this one carries the estimate of £10,000 to £15,000. One of the costume highlights of the music auction is this flight suit, which was worn by David Bowie for the 1980 video for Ashes to Ashes. Now, this suit originated from the collection of the musician Gideon Wagner, And at the time, Ashes to Ashes was the most expensive video ever made. And it's iconic because David Bowie wore it as he became the character Major Tom. It's really important in music history as it literally relaunched Bowie's career, and also a huge hit on MTV television, which one of the most viewed videos that they've ever had, even to this day. For such an iconic piece, the estimate matches it, and the estimate for this piece is £60,000 to £80,000. You can see here, this was a suit custom made by John Lennon's own tailor, Doug Millings, for his waxwork figure as part of the first Beatles display ever held at Madame Tussauds in London. Unveiled in 1964, it was found in the Madame Tussauds archives, and it really is the round neck design which they borrowed from Chanel. It's a fantastic piece. It is a faux suit. Although it's made to John Lennon's specification, the differences between this and a tailored suit that he would wear are obvious. It has faux pockets, which means you can't put your hands in. There's plastic buttons instead of mother of pearl. And I think a really great touch are the inside legs both have zips inserted, concealed zips. This was because this was a requirement of Madame Tussauds, as you can't put proper suit trousers onto a mannequin because the legs don't bend. So it's a great little thing that makes this really unique. And this particular suit from 1964, remember just after the Beatles were at the height of their fame, has the estimate of £30,000 to £50,000. I'm sure you will recognise this. This is Whitney Houston's screen-matched costume, complete costume, from when she performed Queen of the Night in the film The Bodyguard. Now, I've mentioned screen-matched on several occasions today. Screen-matched means that our team of researchers take a film frame by frame to find distinct references and marks on these costumes, which means we can identify it as being screen used in a particular scene of a movie, which is really important to some of our collectors. You'd like to be able to say, that's it, that's the costume I've got, that's what was worn on the film. And on this, there's some scratches on the bodice, and also the cut-out sections of the fabric exactly match to what Whitney Houston wore on stage and when Kevin Costner carried her off into the night. Elvis Presley is particularly hot again this year with the release of Baz Luhrmann's biopic Elvis, and this is an absolutely amazing piece of Elvis memorabilia. One of literally less than a handful known to exist are his gun license application from 1970. Not only does this have a great clear Elvis signature on it, but it's actually got his fingerprints, and that's a complete set of fingerprints. So this has been handled by Elvis. It's 1970. You really don't know how special this is, and if you are coming down to see us, this is certainly one for you to take a look at. As I say, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up with this piece. It is so special, and this carries the estimate of £40,000 to £60,000. We have 4 sets of complete Beatles autographs in the auction, but and they're all fantastic. But the one I'm going to talk to you about now actually has the best story connected with it. Now, this is a musician's birthday book, and it has been signed by all 4 of the Beatles, incredible unrushed signatures, all from 1966, which was unusual because after a certain amount of time, a lot of the Beatles' signatures were secretarial, and these were signed by them in 1966 when they visited the artist Jonathan Haigh in Llandudno in Wales. Why are these autographs so special? Each of the Beatles have added annotations to them. John Lennon, after his signature, has signed Beatles. Paul McCartney has signed another Beatle. Ringo Starr has put Beatle. And George Harrison has put all presents to Nems Enterprises. Nems Enterprises was the Beatles publishing company. These were all, as I say, they were signed in a musician's birthday book. Each autograph is on the particular Beatles' birthday. And it came about when they were visiting Jonathan Haigh in Llandudno, as Paul and John were patrons of Jonathan Haigh, who was an artist. Jonathan Haigh was friends with John from Art College in Liverpool, and they stayed lifelong friends ever since. So whilst visiting them to promote the art exhibition, they got talking to him, and the talk led to a local musician, somebody called Uncle Albert, who was a leading organist at the time, played his own music. Well, Jonathan spoke so highly of him that the Beatles said, well, come on then, let's go and meet him, which they did. Jonathan took them round, they knocked on the door, they said, hello, we're the Beatles, can we come in? And they did. They spent the whole afternoon with Uncle Albert and his wife. She made them tea, cake and biscuits. And before they left, he got them to sign his book. It's probably one of the finest set of Beatles autographs I've ever seen, and I'm sure with an estimate of £15,000 to £25,000, it's going to be one of the most popular lots in our auction. Thank you for joining me today, and you can come and see any of these lots in our current exhibition, which, as I said, is at WD3 6EP. You can also purchase one of our physical catalogues. It's full of some amazing photographs highlighting all of the lots that I've shown you today. You can order one of these at propstore.com, or if you don't want to, everything you've seen today and also all of our entertainment memorabilia is available online for you to view at your pleasure. And if there's any questions you have on anything you've seen today or what's in the catalogue, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're available by phone or by email, and you can email us at propstore.com/live auction or propstore.com. Thank you for watching today. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this presentation, and I look forward to speaking to you between now and the auction when it takes place. Thank you.